Hello, my name is Hassan Khan from Edify Consulting. Today we have another podcast, and today we have our guest from St. Mary's University, Prins Butt. He's head of Computer Science Department, and we will be talking about St. Mary's University, where it is located, what sort of courses they are offering, what scholarship they are offering, and why and how Pakistani students can apply for the upcoming September 2026 intake. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us today. First of all, can you give us a background of the computer science faculty at St. Mary's?
Yeah, so computer science is a very modern faculty at the university. It was first established in 2023, and ever since then it's been growing at a tremendous rate. Today we have many courses, so we have many specializations in undergraduate courses and masters, so from everything from artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, data science, games development, user experience, software engineering, so it caters to all the kind of modern specialisms in computer science.
Right. And what makes your computing program stand out in today's competitive education, especially with regards to IT? A lot of students are interested, especially in Pakistan. It's tech or engineering interest, STEM courses, to be honest.
There's a huge demand for courses that can deliver real practical skills that are focused on employability. So you really want a modern course that aligns with what you do in the actual industry itself. And that's where we specialize in. Our university creates courses that are actually created with the industry itself. So we have a heavy involvement from potential employers that help us design the curriculum. The way we actually assess students, the way we teach, all of that is kind of focused on what they would do in the actual industry that they would go into. So in terms of computer science, if they are learning about artificial intelligence, they'll actually learn how to create those models and deploy them. If they're doing software engineering, they'll actually create products and deliver them.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. And with the rapid changes, especially in AI and cybersecurity or overall technology, so how do you think that St. Mary is, adapting itself to address those changes?
One of the significant things that we do is that we have an industrial advisory board that sits with computer science, and that basically has engagement from the industry itself. So when we design courses, and we periodically review our courses, so we look at the currency of our courses, the employment, and all the kind of industry partners come in and actually advise on that. But also our team itself, they're all experts in their areas, and they have to, as part of their role, keep on top of the technology itself. So there's a big emphasis on continuous professional development as well.
Right. And we have recently learned from the university that some new programs are introduced. So if you can share your thoughts on that. What are those programs?
So what we've seen is that there's been a huge demand to specialize in particular areas. And the four big areas are artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, data science, and software engineering. And as we basically see new technology come out, these four areas are becoming even bigger. So what we've done is we've created specialist master's courses in these four areas. So if someone wants to learn about the latest developments in artificial intelligence or the latest security risks in cybersecurity, they can do that with our programs.
Okay, another question was just coming to my mind that and students are thinking with the speed with which AI is dominating, and students are, or maybe graduates are in fear. They're scared that their jobs might be they don't find the jobs in the future, or AI would capture all those positions maybe, or they don't need it. So how to maybe answer that question?
What we're seeing is the impact of artificial intelligence and other technologies. And actually what it's doing is it's reshaping the industry. So the way we look at business processes are changing, the way the organizations kind of pitch themselves and what they focus on is actually changing. And what I would say is, yes, things do change, and obviously certain roles are being automated or being replaced by alternatives, but it's actually giving way to new ways of working. It's giving way to new jobs. So what we've seen in the last few years, if you have a look at some of the new careers that have been created, so we've got AI engineers. A few years ago we didn't have that. There's a lot of focus around the security of AI, so not just the AI, but how to secure the AI technology itself. So we've got AI security. There's a big focus on ethics. There's a lot of kind of ethics related jobs as well. So it's creating new opportunities as well. So yes, it's easy to focus on what we're kind of moving away from, but actually we should also look forward to what it's creating.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Prince, for student not having a pure computer background, maybe studied in Pakistan, so what is for them at St. Mary's? Are there any conversion courses offered by the university?
Yeah. And this is particularly interesting because one of the things that we have in the UK is there's such a demand for these skills, and globally, but I'm focusing on the UK here. What we see is that we don't have enough people with these skills that we need to be in there. So we've created a lot of incentives to bring people into the extra industry. And one of them is the thing that you mentioned, which is the conversion courses. So actually we have conversion postgraduate courses. So all of the postgraduate courses that we have in computer science have a conversion option as well. So students who are coming from a non-academic background that is not in computer science, they can actually still enroll in artificial intelligence, data science, cybersecurity. And we've designed the course such that we help them learn those principles that are needed and then accelerate towards a level 7 qualification, which is a master's qualification.
Right, right. And how much do you think they have to like put in extra in terms of, I mean, of effort, obviously, which is not tangible, but how much extra time, for example, the duration of the master is 1 year in the UK. So do they have to like put extra time, maybe 6 months extra, or is it over 1 year or 1.5 years?
So the beauty of kind of being in our industry is that we're always learning, right? And it doesn't matter when you enter, you're kind of almost in the same boat, that there's always some technology or innovation, and we all have to learn. The key thing is how you learn, right? So the important thing is, do you have the skills and the aptitude needed to actually learn? And I think that's more important than all the other things, because if you have an actual passion for learning and you know how to go about learning, you can learn anything really.
Absolutely.
So it's not that they spend any more time in terms of the duration. The duration is still the same. So in the UK we have a 1-year master program. And whether you come on from the conversion or you're coming from a computer, you're still doing 1 year. The difference is that you might need additional support, scaffolding, you might need to access additional workshops if you're coming from a non-computing background, but that's all provided as part of the degree.
All right, that's really good. And Prince, what sort of opportunities students are given or they can get maybe working in the real work industry outside the university, and how university helps them?
The thing is, with that journey to get into the industry and work in a career, that journey needs to start from day one. So basically what you need to do is start building up that network, have the opportunities to actually meet those professionals, understand the job roles. So really from day one when they join the course, there are plenty of opportunities where we actually get people from the industry coming in. So we run guest lectures, we have workshops, there's hackathons that take place, there's competitions. We're quite fortunate that St. Mary's is a London-based university. There's ample opportunities for them to take part in. London being a global city, with all the financial centres there, all the big companies are there, and they're always a short distance away. So just to give you a few examples, we have Google there, we have Microsoft there, and basically they run all kinds of events that our students can actually access as well. So you can actually go there and be in the one of the offices for Google and participate in events.
And these kind of like big names, big organizations like Google, Microsoft, or Cisco maybe. So do they come to the campuses or come to the campus at St. Mary's University and organize some fair that might interest students?
Yeah, I mean, in a number of different ways. So first of all, we have a big careers fair. That's actually arranged by our employability team. And they basically call many different organizations. So potential employers. In recent years, we've actually had a tech-focused careers fair. So we do one specifically aimed at kind of computer science, a bit of business and law, because nowadays they overlap as well. And we do have, like in the future, we're launching a business analytics degree, so you can see how computer science and business come together, because there's a lot of demand for these things. So that's the first thing. We have very large careers fairs that students can go to and all the employers come in. The other thing is we, as a department, have a lot of contact with different industries. I have many friends that work at Cisco, and they always come down, as a favour to deliver all kinds of workshops for our students, and our students can actually learn about those things.
Absolutely. I think, working in the industry, working closely with them, that eventually you can get some benefit for your student as well.
Of course,
That, I think that leads to the question of like London advantage. Obviously, you're close to London, so studying at St. Mary's. If we can further expand on this, how student studying at St. Mary can benefit from the London advantage. How can maybe go to like maybe Central London or nearby?
Yeah, so like I said, London is a global city. Every kind of business, every kind of financial institution, every kind of tech industry, they have a headquarter or an office at least based there. So it's it's the home of a lot of innovation. It's the home of a lot of trends that happen in technology. If you go there, that's where a lot of things have started. And St Mary's only we're 30 minutes from the central London, so London's very big. So if you traverse the whole of London with 30 minutes, we could go right into centre. And between where St Mary's is and the central, there's so many organisations, and you basically have access to that as a student. And what we do as a department, obviously being the academics and people in touch with the contacts, we make those connections happen. There's a lot of meet-up events. This is where you can meet up with professionals, and we get students to mix in with the actual professionals, and you can learn about the day-to-day job. So if a student wants to know, hey, what does a AI engineer actually do, they can actually meet somebody who does that job.
Okay. And if you can briefly tell me about the student life from the studying in the classroom on the projects as well. I mean, me being a student, should I be very much worried? Is it like very tough to study at St. Mary University? Let's say I'm coming from computer science. So if you can briefly from the first month to the 12th month of my master's, so how it would be like?
Of course, I mean, there's a lot of focus on student experience. Learning is a very holistic thing, and part of that journey is not just what you do in terms of academics, but it's your entire well-being. It's the journey that you make all the way through. And for that, we have different teams that specialize in different areas. So whether it's the academic team supporting your academic learning, whether you need personal support, so you need pastoral support, we have teams dedicated to that. You can access all kinds of individual support. There's if you get into financial issues, there's teams that help you with that. There's many things that we make available through our central teams to help students with that journey. So if a student came in and over the 12 months, basically the day one when they come in, we have induction, and the part of the aim of that induction is really to help you learn your way around the university. We know that sometimes when you leave your home country and you come to a new country, new culture, you might be a bit shy, it might be a bit hard to make friends. We have these ice-breaking events that we do, and we help people really break those barriers down and actually communicate with each other. Obviously, there's been many students before that particular student, so there's a lot of advice from existing students. There's a lot of societies they can join. It's really easy to kind of meet other students, join societies, build that network, and really get comfortable into your studies. And as that journey obviously progresses, there's more and more support available at each of the stages.
All right, that's really, really good to hear that. And how about the class size one? I mean, a teacher to student ratio at the university, and if somebody, I mean, not all students might be bright in a classroom. So how do you think that student can access or go after the faculty member, their teacher, to get maybe extra support?
The thing is, if a student is at St. Mary's, they've actually gone through quite a rigorous process to be accepted into St. Mary's, which means they are talented and they have the ability. So really, they're there because we believe that we can succeed. So for a student that's coming in terms of classes, one of our key kind of focus and strength is that we are focused on the industry and practical learning. And to make it practical learning, that you spend most of your time learning in the actual labs themselves. And that means that you have smaller class sizes compared to a traditional education. We're very much focused on actually learning by doing. So the students will learn to actually build products and deliver results, because that's what we want, right? The other thing is, because we don't kind of follow a more traditional style of learning, we focused a very employability focus. We don't actually have any exams in the entire of our curriculum, so that makes us quite unique, because all the outputs and all the things that the students work on reflect what you would do in industry. So whether that be presentations, teamwork, collaboration, and that's important to mention as well, because there's a lot of soft skills that students need to develop to succeed, and this is what we do as well. We allow them to actually build that through this practical nature.
Perfect. So I think that's how it differentiates St. Mary's with a lot of other institutions. How you are focusing on how you are teaching and how students are learning, not only from day-to-day lecture, but obviously from the faculty.
And it's worth adding to that, because in the UK we have a way of measuring how well we do in terms of employability, and that is once the student finishes degree, we look at where they basically end up in terms of their profession. And these statistics are actually done by an external agency, so not by the university itself, so an independent body. And what they look at is basically the destination of the student once they leave higher education. And for St. Mary's, it's really high, it's about 96%. The average for the sector is in the 70s, so 72%. So, and the reason we are that strong is because we align ourselves so much with the industry, and because the members and partners from the industry are involved in the education process, in the development of the courses, they're more likely to see the students as favourable in terms of employment.
That's really good. I mean, I think over 90%. I think you are maybe beating some of the red brick universities.
Of course, yes, it's really high. It's way above the sector, sector average.
Absolutely. Right. I think we touch on some of the practical learning, and if I ask you maybe something to do with employability, I mean, how a degree from St. Mary's, I mean, yes, you've answered this question as well. 96% is employability, but again, if you can maybe further expand, I mean, how St. Mary's is helping students to become more competitive for the job market.
See, if you look at it from the employer's perspective, and you need to hire some new talent, you have a gap that you want to fill. You want the talent to come in and help your organization go forward, help your business succeed. So what are we looking for? From a business perspective, you're looking for somebody who could demonstrate those skills that you're interested in. You want to attach value to things that they can actually show. And this is where we come in, because with the student, what we do is, because it's all practical, they build a strong portfolio of actual projects that they can show. Not many students, if they're in a traditional education, have much to show, because they can do the learning, but can they actually then demonstrate? And here we build an entire portfolio of products, and that's what makes our students stand out.
Perfect. Really good. And do they get any opportunity during their master's program, maybe doing any internship, maybe they're organized or maybe recommended by the employability department or the career service department? I mean, do they get these kind of opportunities?
I mean, the master's is a one-year program, so it's quite intense,
very intense
as it is. But what we do have in our master's program, we have actually a kind of like a module where they do team projects. And the way that team project module works is that we have a live brief. So a live brief is where assessment brief that's provided by the industry. So that it's like a client that proposes a project, and the students then work as a team to deliver that product for that client. And that gives them some real life experience, because they are actually working with this client as if it was a real project in the real world. And that helps bridge this gap between the industry and the academics. Right.
That's really good. Come to the tricky and the most important question. I mean, obviously our audience definitely would be waiting for it. That's about scholarship. I mean, so how big scholarship and how many scholarships are university offering for, particularly for the Pakistani student for the upcoming September 2026?
I mean, it depends on each year, but we want to be very competitive, and we want to be better than a lot of the other organisations out there. So right now we offer up to £6,000 in terms of scholarship. Obviously there are certain conditions, so part of that is merit based, part of that is for Pakistan, because they're coming from Pakistan, and that's what makes it attractive. But I would say that's very competitive when you look at the kind of fee that we charge, plus the £6,000 on scholarship on there. It's almost comparable to what our home students pay. So it's about £12,000 with the full scholarship. Which is very comparable.
I mean, 12,000 is really good. I think the published fee is roughly 18,000 or a little more. So getting £6,000 is really good for good for the Pakistani student. I want to hear from you regarding, I mean, maybe a message for our Pakistani student, those who are looking for September intake, especially from the UK market perspective. From the UK market perspective, that I mean, they should apply. I mean, obviously, want to hear from you. I mean, we had intake a couple of months ago, in which some of the students, they might not able to go to the UK, some issues they face. So what message you want to give to Pakistani student for the upcoming intake, especially from the St. Mary's point of view?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when you look at the market, sometimes there are concerns and those things might be there.
Yeah.
But even today, UK is a very attractive market. It's one of the most popular markets just because of all the benefits and advantages it gives you. Its positioning in terms of employability, in terms of industry, in terms of things that you can then go on to do after you finish your education. So currently in the UK, if you do your master's degree, you spend 12 months, you complete that, you're, let's say at St. Mary's, you're in London, you have access to all those opportunities. Once you finish that, there's the post-study visa, which allows you to stay in the UK for another 18 months and actually work full-time, gain valuable experience. And after that, you know, life can take you even further. There's so many opportunities, and we have many students who have come in. Some have initial concerns when they first came in, but we've seen them progress, and now, you know, they've re-established themselves and doing other things in life.
Absolutely. Great. One final message. I mean, what you want to give to the international student? I mean, especially, I mean, the focus should be and would be on the Pakistani market. That I mean, considering the tech degree from the UK, what would be your final message on that?
Well, I would like to say to the students in Pakistan that, you know, I'm always impressed when I come to Pakistan and meet the students, the passion that they have, the desire they have to kind of go out there and build something, be better. And, you know, we offer these highly technical skills through our degrees. There's a big demand for it. The expertise in artificial intelligence, data science, cybersecurity, this is something that students are looking for. And I think they're quite hungry for, because they really want to kind of build themselves and become leaders. And, you know, a lot of Pakistani students are very innovative, very entrepreneurial, and that's quite exciting for us, because they come there and they are very successful. So I would recommend to Pakistani students to apply to England. It's a very attractive destination for Pakistani students. Their skills are very valued. And if, you know, those students who go on and really study and, you know, make use of the full opportunity, they do really well.
Great. Thank you very much, Prince. I'm sure you've listened to us, in which Prince has shared information about St. Mary's University, what sort of courses university is offering, what sort of like facilities are there for the students, the practical learning, particularly employability. St. Mary's enjoying 96%, so students tend to find jobs, or maybe they start studying after like completing their degrees from there. And the last message that we also want to give, and obviously I'll second Mr. Prince, that UK is open, and St. Mary's University is accepting application at the moment. So we would encourage you to apply as soon as possible. There are scholarships available. The amount is £6,000. So, and bringing your fee from £18,000 to like maybe £12,000 and £13,000. It depends on your credential. So do not, don't wait for that. So apply as soon as possible. So that brings the end of our podcast. Thank you very much for joining us.